Hello everyone, welcome back to another iBuddy Mathematics video. A triangle has many important sides inside of it, but how do we find their equations? Today we'll be learning how to find the equations of the three special lines called the median, the altitude, and the perpendicular bisectors. The goal of this lesson is to identify the line and its equation through the use of the following: the midpoint formula, slope formula, negative reciprocal, and y equals mx plus c. Now these will all be essential for you to solve any of these equations, but everything does not use all of these equations. They use a mix of some of them. So first, just a bit of review. We have the midpoint formula. The midpoint formula helps us find the exact center between 2 points. I forgot to mention before, but you have to know how to find important points, such as here we just come up with random points A and B. So now, let's just do the midpoint formula. You get m equals 2 plus 8 over 2, 4 plus 10 over 2. I'll just skip a step. M equals 5, 7. Now, here's the important thing. You have to get the right uppercase or lowercase, since midpoint and slope are both using m. Speaking of slope, here we have the standard y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You get m equals 10 minus 4 over 5 minus 1. 6 over 4 equals 3 over 2. And that would be... Wait, hold on. Oops. I used 10 minus. Don't make these types of mistakes. These are extremely long problems, so you have to be careful in every step. And then the slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, is the next step, where you would substitute x and y, m is the slope, and then you would solve for b. So now let's get straight into it. With the median from line A. First, finding the median, you would have to find the midpoint of BC, since the median is essentially a line from there to here. Median from A means... yeah, that's what it means. So first, let's find the midpoint of B and C. M equals, you could even do like this. MBC equals 4 plus 10 over 2 bracket 2 plus 6 over 2 equals 7 and 4. So there we go. We got the midpoint. Now the next step is to find the slope. And to find the slopes, you would use the 2 points that you didn't use before. So you would use slope of A and the midpoint. So we can see up here A is 8 and 2. So it would be 8, wait, that is the worst state of my whole career. 8 minus 4 over 2 minus 7 equals negative 4 over 5. There we go. That's our slope, because m equals that. So that's our slope, and now we would have to find b. So you would go like here, be like y equals negative 4 over 5x plus b. You can use point A. Let's just use point A for this. So 8 equals negative 4 over 5 times 2 plus b. 8 equals negative 8 over 5 plus b. b equals... Sorry, this is becoming a problem. B equals 48 over 5. And Therefore, y equals negative 4 over 5x plus 48 over 5. And that's our equation of our median. Now moving on to our altitude. Altitude again will do for me. Altitude is a line that forms from a vertex that forms a 90-degree angle with the opposite side. So essentially, in simpler words, it goes like this, and that's a 90-degree angle. So the first steps of finding altitude are, since the altitude from A is perpendicular to BC, you would have to find the slope of BC. So MBC equals 6 minus 2 over 10 minus, not 6, 4, equals 4 over 6 equals 2 over 3. That would be the slope. Now you would have to reciprocal this, negative reciprocal, since remember, perpendicular means so m negative 3 over 2. Okay. You don't need to do this test, but I like to do it. Y equals negative 3 over 2x plus b. Okay. Now you have to find the vertex. Use the vertex to find what is b. So vertex is a. So a equals negative 3 over 2 times 2 plus b. A equals negative 3 plus b. B equals 11. Y equals negative 3 over 2x plus 11. And there you have it. Your equation for altitude. Or the line that goes from the vertex and makes a 90-degree angle with the line on the bottom. Now we come to our perpendicular bisector. Our perpendicular bisector is like this. Looks like altitude. It goes through the midpoint, but it has a completely different solving procedure. One which does not use this point A at all. Doesn't use it. So first step, find the midpoint. You get 4 plus 10 over 2 bracket 2 plus 6 over 2. I skipped a step there because we've been using the same triangle the entire time because it just works. And then the slope of BC equals 6 minus 2 over 10 minus 4 equals 2 over 3, right? Then you would once again perpendicular, since you see this is making a 90-degree angle. 90-degree angle with anything, that means it's perpendicular. So now you would have to solve it. Y equals 2 over 3x plus b. Sorry, not 2 over 3 because I skipped a step. Remember, these are all pointers. You do not want to skip any steps because you would get all the marks up until that point, right? And then you would just start losing marks for no reason. So y equals negative 3 over 2x plus b. And then you sub in your midpoint, so 4 equals b equals 29 over 2. Okay, so b equals 29 over 2. Therefore, the equation is y equals negative 3 over 2x plus 29 over 2. There we go. That's our perpendicular bisector. Bisector. I just call it perp for fun. And now for a final summary. So the line, let's just do it here. So we have our median, right? Let's go back to our median. we use the midpoint, slope, and the b. For altitude, we use the slope, then we did the negative reciprocal, and I got the equation, solving for b again. And then for perpendicular bisector, we used midpoint, slope, reciprocal, find solve for b, solve equation. So essentially median is find midpoint, connect the vertex, find equation. Altitude is find opposite, slope, negative reciprocal, use the vertex to solve for the equation. And perpendicular bisector is find point, find slope, negative reciprocal, and then use midpoint to solve the equations. Although these 3 lines have different purposes, they all follow the same idea. Find the correct points, find the slope, and use y equals mx plus b to create the equation. So essentially, what we learned today is y equals mx plus b. No, that's terrible. Y equals mx plus b is everywhere, even in grade 10 math. It will never leave you. Thank you for watching. Please check out the website for any questions you might have on this topic, as we have a new threads portion. Thank you.